Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Soy Bisal, tu profesor de español. Hoy vamos a aprender cómo podemos hacer preguntas y decir que no. Hello guys, my name is Vishal and I'm your Spanish teacher. Today we are going to learn how we can make negative and interrogative sentences in Spanish. It is very easy to make a negative sentences and interrogative sentences in Spanish. So the only thing that you have to do just to make a negative sentences in Spanish, you have to use the words no and nunca. No means no, it is same as it is in English, but nunca means never, right? So the only thing that you have to do, you have to use them before the conjugation form, right? And after the conjugation form of estar or ser, and after the pronouns, right? So but remember one thing, we do not use pronouns every time, because the conjugation form indicates for what we are using, right? What would be the subject? All right, so we never use, most of the time we don't use the pronouns, but here I am using it just to make you understand how to make a negative sentences or interrogative sentences. All right, so here we have words no and nunca, and here we have the conjugation form of ser and estoy, right? And I already have uploaded the video where you can, so that you can learn where you can use the verb ser or estar, right? So if you haven't watched it, just go and watch, so that it will be easy to understand, right? And please do like and subscribe our channel. Now let's move on. So the only thing, so how you can make a negative sentences, just use pronouns, and if you don't want to use them, no issue, right? It will be fine, because the conjugation form of estar or ser or the verbs, whichever you are using, so they will recognize, you will be able to recognize, or the native speakers will be able to recognize for what you are using them, right? So here we have no plus the verb ser or estar and their conjugation form. So if you want to say, for example, I am not happy. I am not happy. So how will you say? It is very easy. See, I told you, if you don't want to use the pronouns, right? So it is fine. The only thing that you can use, no estoy feliz, right? Feliz means happy, right? No estoy. See, I haven't used pronouns, right? I haven't used yo. But if you want to use, you can use. But if I don't use, it is fine, because the conjugation form is telling you that why I have used it, right? So next we have, if I want to make a sentence with ser, so I can say she is not tall. She is not tall. So I will say ella no es, no, and conjugation form, see negative words and the conjugation form of the verb ser. Ella no es alta, right? Alto means tall, but it will be used for male or masculine, by masculine gender, and if you want to use for feminine gender, so you will use alta. Alta means tall, right? Or taller, you can say. So ella no es alta. But if you don't want to use the pronouns, for example she, if you don't want to use she, so it is fine, you can simply say no es alta, right? But sometimes you have to mention it, because here the difference, for example, let me just put here está bien, Here we have situations where we get confused. As you can see, the conjugation form of estar. I have used esta, esta. So we can use esta with a, el, or ella. He, she, or we can use ustedes. We can use with ustedes as well. Usted. So here we have to put pronouns, right? We have to put a pronoun. Why? Because here we got confused why we are using it. Because it will be he is fine, or she is fine, or you are fine, right? Remember, plural form, singular formal you. So here you will get confused. So the only thing that you have to do, here you have to use pronouns. See, we use pronouns for a specific, to specify something, right? For specific purpose, so you can use them. So it is very easy to make a negative sentences. The only thing that you have to do, again I am repeating this, you just have to use no or none ka or negative words before the conjugation form of ser or estars, right? As I used here, right? The more you can, the more you use, the more you learn, right? Let me put few more examples over here. For example, I want to say, she is not my sister. She is not my sister. She is not my sister. So how will you use? Again, you will have to mention subject, or you can say pronouns, and it is not necessary because sister, the word sister, right? So ella no es mi hermana. Let me put here hermana. Ella no es mi hermana. She is not my sister. Or here you can again remove these pronouns, right? So no es mi hermana. No es mi hermana. So it is understood. You no need to mention pronouns over here, right? So if I want to say he is not my husband, so you can say in él no es mi esposo, right? But if I used esposa, for example, so I will have to either remove the pronouns or I will have to use ella, because esposo means husband and esposa means wife, right? So we have learned how we can formulate negative sentences with ser or estar, right? And if you have still confusion where you have to use ser or where you have to use estar, so just go and watch my previous video where I have taught you where you have to use ser or where you have to use estar. The only thing that you have to remember estar, because estar has only few areas which it covers. For example, it covers to mention location, or it covers to mention to describe, or you can say to tell your health condition or someone's health conditions, so you can. But as a personal description, if you are telling about someone's personal description, for example, she is tall, she is fat, she is hot, so these are, or she is skinny, so they should be mentioned, these things should be mentioned with the help of ser. You have to use ser, right? Otherwise you will have to use estar, right? So guys, now we are moving forward. As you have already learned where you can, the only thing that you have to do, it is easy way to formulate negative sentences with the help of no or none ka and the conjugation form of ser or estar. And you also have to learn, you should keep learning Spanish words, right? Spanish words you have to learn, because there are so many words that you do not know. So just go and learn Spanish words so that you will be able to conjugate, or you will be able to make negative sentences with the help of the verbs ser or estar. So guys, now we gonna learn how to make a interrogative sentence, right? See, it is very easy to make interrogative sentence in Spanish, because the only thing that you have to see, there are two ways of interrogative sentences. There are two types of interrogative sentences. One is a WH interrogative, in English we have as well, and another one is a simple interrogative. First we're gonna learn simple interrogative. For example, if I want to say she is in the school, right? She is in the school. So how will I formulate this sentence in Spanish? Ella es en la escuela. See, I am just removing this. So it is a simple sentence. Right now it is a simple sentence. Ella es en la escuela, right? But what should I do to make it or to convert it into interrogative sentence? The only thing, in a writing section, you have to use the question marks in both sides, ups and downs. But when it comes to speaking, so your voice modulation, it requires your voice modulation. You have to modulate your voice, right? Let me just show you. First, ella es en la escuela. It means she is in the school, right? Ella es en la escuela. Now you can see ella es en la escuela means is she in the school? Here it is changed into is she in the school, right? So it is easy to make interrogative sentence and negative sentences in Spanish. The only thing that you have to do in negative sentence, you have to use no or nunca before the conjugation form of ser or estar. But in interrogative, the simple sentences sentence will be your interrogative sentence as well. Depends on your voice modulation, how you will speak, right? But in written, you just will have to put question marks in both sides, ups and downs. Next one, another one, if I say she is fine, right? She is fine. I am talking about her health, so I will say ella está bien. Ella está bien. Here it is a simple sentence, but if I want to convert it into interrogative sentence, so I will just say is she fine? So in written I will put question mark in both sides, but when it comes to speaking, so my voice should be modulated, right? For example, ella está bien, ella está bien, right? For example, you are, next we have are you fine, are you fine? So estás bien, right? Tú estás bien, or I just have said estás bien. If I have to make it simple, so I will say estás bien, you are well, but or you are fine. But talking about interrogative, so my voice would be modulated, right? So estás, for example, I want to use it as an interrogative, so estás bien or tú estás bien, right? So now let's move on WH interrogative. But before moving WH family, we have to learn one more thing. Remember where you have to use ser or estar, because if you use ser in a wrong place, so their meaning in a wrong place, so sentence meaning will be changed. So I'll show you here. For example, if I want to say Quinn, so Quinn means who are you, who are you. So the only thing I will use, remember in return you will have to use can erase to. Who are you? It is singular, it is used for singular, and it is used for plural, right? For example, who are you and who is she, right? Let me put Kim is A. Who is she? Who is she? But when it comes to plural, so who are they? So I will use a. Next we have what or quell. See, sometimes we have to use we use quell or qual, or sometimes we use k. For if I want to mention my name, for example, I want to ask what is your name, so I will use, here it becomes what, qual es tu nombre, right? But talking about some thing, so you can use it k as well, right? Next we have donde. Donde means where. For example, if I want to use where are you from. So now where are you from? So donde, I will use donde. But another thing, I will use the preposition from as well. It will be start from the beginning of a sentence, right? You have to use it in the beginning. De donde eres, right? Here I don't have to mention, or I don't have to use subject, because the conjugation form of the verb ser is telling you why I used it, all right? Or it is describing, or it is showing you. So next we have de donde eres, means where are you from. For nationality I use eres, do not use ser. Next we have porque, como. So there are so many WH words as in English as well. So let's use como, because I have to show you something as well. So como. So como means how. If I want to say how is she, how is she. So what I will use, see, talking about her health condition, so I will use the verb estar, right? Its conjugation form. So como está. Ella use if I want to use, so I can use como está, right? If I am asking to someone, or one of my friend, he is sitting beside me, or we are doing conversation, so we can just simply say como está, right? But particularly if I just want to mention he or she, so I'll use, right, she or he, right? But don't forget, in written you have to use both sides question marks, ups and downs. But in speaking you have to use voice modulation. ¿Cómo está ella? Next, what difference if I use, what would be its meaning if I use ser over here? See here, como es ella or el, ella or el. If I use, so here I'm not talking about how her health condition or something else. I'm just talking about how her nature, or I'm just giving the descriptions, right? I'm asking, is she tall or is she short, or these all things I am asking over here, right? Is she angry, right? But if I am talking about her nature, or if I am talking about her condition, so I will use estar, right? But if I am talking about her figure, or his or her personality or figure, talking about, so description, personal description, so I will use verb ser. Alright guys, now we have done with this. See you in the next video. Adios.